favorite memory of us also would be when you stole my taco burger and you went and I told you, will you get me the taco burger? This bitch ate my fucking taco burger.
Yo, this is such a fucking...
He locked the fucking keys in the car and we couldn't get in the car. My dad had to call a locksmith and he was pissed.
Oh my God. That's such
so mad.
Dude, that is such a great memory.
That is, because it's... Of course.
Me and my sister have talked about doing this video for a while where we basically like ask each other questions, and we kind of were inspired by, there's a page on Instagram. I'll put the little screenshot. I took the screenshot of it because it's called the Connection Project. I don't know if they're the original creators of that video, but basically it's like,
I didn't even know that. I just saw the video and I was like, hey, this would be cool. We should do this.
It's basically like questions you need to ask your sibling.
Yeah, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, so we're gonna do it, and hopefully it doesn't get like too emotional or there's not any weird parts. I don't mean, I'm sure there will.
But... I'm already gonna start crying.
I know.
That's the cancer in me.
Okay, so I hate you because we're the same sign. So okay, so I guess we'll go ahead and just jump into this. But basically, that's the whole reason we're doing this, and I was totally on board with it. We're busy, you know. We sometimes don't have time, and I finally was like, no, we're gonna do this shit. So
yeah.
So we'll start with the first question. So the first question that was on that video was, what is one childhood memory you think about often?
You want to go first or me?
We can swap back and forth sometimes. Okay, go ahead.
So the one childhood memory I remember the most is playing Witch.
Oh yeah.
When all the cousins would get together for
like holidays.
Holidays,
just most of the holidays. So just quick breakdown, like Witchy Witch is like where like one person counts and everyone goes to hide and you make like a course before you play. And then the goal is to get through the course and find all the people and tag them. And then, do I have it backwards? Oh no, I have it backwards. I'm so sorry.
So there are a few people that are it. It's like tag, but you make a course and we would only play at night.
Yes, that's important.
So in the dark. And you would make a course outside and you would have a place that was base. And then there were a few people that were it. So they would hide along the course. And as you're walking through, if you see them, you have to say Witchy Witch and run back to base before they tag you.
Yeah.
Yeah. that used to be so fun.
No, yeah, that's a great memory. See, that's so funny. You like, our brains are kind of different in that. Like, you remember like when we're all together, and I not that I don't remember those. I think those are just like.
Well, I think I remember one time because we were running, and on that little hill right there where base used to be,
right,
was nothing but gravel. So I remember running one time, and I freaking slid on the gravel, and I got this giant like road rash on my leg. That was gnarly.
I do remember our cousin Antonio, or one of them, running into a car. Oh no, that was playing football. Never mind. Anyway, sorry, they all blur together. There was so much stuff we did. That's a great like memory. Like that makes me laugh about like what I was going to tell you that I think about often. I think it's because it comes up so. No. It actually is about our cousin Danae. So shout out to our cousin Danae.
Stop! Don't even say that one. That was a good one though.
But I think about it so often because our cousin Danae was riding my sister's motored scooter.
Yes.
And we were trying to let her like not teach herself, but like drive it and learn how to drive. Yeah, she wanted
to ride it.
Right.
So we let her ride it, and she literally floored the gas and was going around in circles, and she couldn't stop. And all she kept saying was, whoa, 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 whoa. And we were like, how the hell do we even stop her?
I've never seen this. She did like a fishtail.
She literally did. It was crazy.
And we were just like, let off the gas, Danae. Like, I don't know. Funny as shit.
She's like, I can't.
And I think about that all the time because you'll see scenes like that in movies, and I'm like, we live that in like real
There's
life.
One video, I want you to post it like in the corner that I've sent you, where I'm just like, if this ain't Danae, I don't know what the hell this is. And it's like this little girl kind of doing the same thing, but she's like in this little, I don't even know what it is, like a little scooter thing too. And she's doing the same thing, and I'm like, that's literally Danae.
We love you, Danae. Sorry, like
we do.
Yeah, we really do. Like,
and we're never gonna let you live that down.
No,
I'm just telling you.
I'm sure we have plenty of them ourselves, but that was just so funny. Like, and I never forget that because it's like, I don't know, it was just like
you can't make that shit up.
No,
though. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't You can't feel like.
No, you couldn't have scripted that. And it's part of being kids too. And I think that's why, like, that's something that always sticks with me. There are like a lot of other memories that we have, like, but I just think that one always keeps coming back up in my head because there's always like videos where I see that and I'm like, that was definitely Danae.
Yeah,
so.
Absolutely.
Okay, so next question. What's your favorite memory of us?
Our favorite.
Do you want me to go first this time?
Yes, go ahead.
Oh, shoot. I should have thought about these. I'm the one that wrote them down. You think I would have thought about them. I would say my favorite memory of us was probably like now that we're older, you telling me you were pregnant. Because
this bitch, man.
I'm saying this because like it was just like a shock to me, and I was just
to you.
Okay, yes, but it was just such a shock because I realized in that moment like I'm not very good at my reactions with you because I reacted badly because I like just saw how much like you had going in your favor. Like you had just finished graduating, you're doing well like in your job, and I don't know, I don't know, just being a brother, I was like, man, you just like now you're gonna have to deal with a kid, you know. And it was actually...
I think your response to that was like, fuck, you just ruined your life.
Yeah, I really did. Because it just was like, I don't think that was ever a thought of ours at that time, like to have kids. I don't even think that was in our mind. And little did I know, he was like the best thing that ever could have happened, right? Like it was like the best blessing. Like, and you're still killing it and doing well for yourself. And it just, but that one always sticks with me because I think that was when I realized like how much closer we've gotten, because like had that been earlier, like years before that, like I don't think I would have had that same reaction.
I don't think so either.
I wouldn't have given a fuck, to say the least. Like I would have been like, oh, good job, Warren. Like, you know what I mean? I would have been mad in the same way. I would have been more of like, oh, my sister's pregnant, where like it sounds fucked up, but we just didn't have a good relationship until we got older. And so I think that's why it was like I reacted the way that I did, because it's just because I loved you, and I was like so like, dude, fuck, like really? Like, and again, it helped me see how I don't always react the best when it came to you. So it like helped me to like kind of learn how to be better about that, because I should have been supportive and I should have been so many different things in that moment, and I just reacted like such an asshole. And I think back on that, and I was like, that was the turning point for me, where I was like, I need to be better, because this is when she needs me. She's telling me this, well, not directly, but indirectly, like. And so yeah, anyway, that's the memory that always like it sounds weird, but that's like my favorite memory of us, because that was when I realized like how much closer we've gotten and how like much I really cared for you. And like I was just like, fuck, dude, like what are you doing? Like I don't know. And that was like my first, like I've had like big brother moments, but I think that was my first like, damn, like fuck, like I couldn't do anything to help you. I literally couldn't. There was nothing I could do, and all you needed was my support. And I I went off the rails. But I was just so worried about you. Like I'll never forget how I felt like when you told me, and I was just like, what? Like I was just making you a hamburger, and now I gotta fucking help you with bottles.
Now you're talking about diapers and
shit? No. So anyway, sorry, I know I rambled on, but that's probably mine.
So I think my favorite memory of us, that's a tough one. I'm like, we have so many, but I think my favorite has to be just going to the track, like when you're racing.
Oh yeah.
When it was just the three of us, of course, Dad too.
Yeah.
Because it wasn't like it is now.
Yeah, that's true.
Like with all the stuff that we have now. Like it was very like that. We were rough in that shit. Like
we were in
the fucking heat. It was tough, but it was also so fun. Like
it was very like unique. Mm-hmm. It's not something people would understand.
Yeah, and a lot of people are like, "What do you mean he races cars? Yeah, what do you mean? Like all of Jesse's friends are like, what? Like racing cars? Like that's cool, but where?
Yeah, it's definitely something like it's an in-person experience. But you're right. Like I look at like how far we've come. Like we're literally the three of us sitting in a single cab truck with a tent. Sometimes not a tent, and we're dying in the heat, and we're just making shit work. Like
following the shade.
Yeah, we park the car over here, the shade's over here. Like that was rough. Yeah, we are pretty spoiled now.
Like to piggyback off of that, favorite memory of us also would be when you stole my taco burger. We were at the drags and you went and I told you, will you get me the taco burger? This bitch ate my fucking taco burger.
Yo, this is such a fucking, this sums up.
Karma's the bitch. And he locked the fucking keys in the car. And we couldn't get in the car. And my dad had to call a locksmith, and he was pissed.
Oh my
He
God,
was
that's such
so
a
mad.
dude. That is such a great memory. Like I.
That is because it's of course you would do that.
Yeah, I know. She literally looked me in my eyes, into my soul, and was like, "Do not touch my fucking taco burger.
Don't eat my taco burger."
And I was like, "Bet." And so I go to the trunk and I'm like eating it. Shut the keys in there. The locksmith comes and bends the door.
The door, and Dad was
it never
pissed.
sat right, and even to this day it leaks a little bit, and I never hear the end of that story.
No.
Rightfully so, though. I should not have been eating Lauren's taco.
No, you shouldn't have.
But that's such a great memory. I'm glad you brought that up. That like sums up like if you could say like how was the three of their relationship? Like you just sell the taco and all like at the drag strip, Mario fucked up. He was trying to be mischievous, but then
he could be like, "This bitch ain't gonna know I ate her fucking taco burger."
But I was also doing them a favor too, right at the same time. So it was like all these combination of things. And then so that's where I learned. I learned about karma pretty early, but that was like another good example of karma.
A very good one.
What is something you got away with as a kid?
Probably a lot.
Something you're willing to talk about?
I'm trying to think. I don't know.
Yeah, we were pretty, like, honestly, when I think back on it, we weren't really, like, we did mischievous stuff, but we weren't, like, conniving or scheming or anything like that. Our parents were pretty good about, if I had to say anything, it'd be, like, more school-related.
For you?
Yeah, for sure. Like, not really trying in school. Like, I got away with that because, like, anyway. But, like, I guess, like, if you're going to talk about, like, between us, like, and with dad and our parents and stuff, I would say probably just... Oh, I know for a fact, like, with grandma being the favorite for sure. Like I would always get
you. Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't really know about like if there was anything I really got away with.
I don't think so either. Not that I can think of, anyways.
Was there anything Lauren got away with?
I feel like you were able to do more. Like Dad was he was more lenient with you than he was with me. With like letting me go and do stuff. Like I remember for prom one year, probably your junior year, and you wanted to go to a party up the canyon, and he let you borrow the truck and you went. I remember the same thing. I wanted to do the same thing for prom, and Dad was like, "No, you're not going." Yeah. And I'm just like,
I will say though, like I have a perfect like memory like of when little sister privilege came into play. There was one day we were trying to both ride the 4-wheeler, our cousin Darren's 4-wheeler, and she rode the 4-wheeler all fucking day, and I wanted to ride it a little bit. She didn't want to get off. And instead of my dad saying like, "Hey, Cher, let him ride it, it's his turn," he was like, "Let her ride it. She never rides it." And he made me watch her all day. And I bitched to the point where my dad got so mad. I'll never forget this. He told me, "Take the 4-wheeler and take it inside, and no one's fucking riding the 4-wheeler," right?
I think I remember that.
Yeah, so Lauren goes in the room. She's mad at me. She's like, "Dude, you always ruining shit for me." And I'm like, "Yeah, sorry. That was a pain in the ass when we were young." But the worst part about it was I drove it in like an asshole. Almost hit Uncle Paul's car. I'll never forget this.
Did you really?
Yeah, I drove it in like an asshole. Dad was like, livid. This is when he whooped my ass. And like, this is when I tell people all the time, like, don't ever piss your parents off. And he like, I walked in the house like, "Oh, what are you going to do?" And he threw me against the wall and kicked the shit out of me. And I'll never, like it. I feel like everyone needs that ass whooping, like just
like at least like once, like
I'm not saying
to scare you and be like, "I'm not fucking playing around."
Yeah,
like,
well, I definitely deserve that. Like I was acting like a little asshole, and I like thought, "Oh, what's my dad gonna do?" And I found out the hard way. But yeah, that's definitely one of those times where I was a little sister privilege. Like that happened quite a bit. Like where we like, but it was because he was just being like, and I see it now with your kids, right? Like let her play with things, you know, like sometimes as an older brother you're like, why does she want it, you know?
Yeah, and it's only because we want what you have, right? Like that's how it is with little Jessie and Layla. Like she only wants what he has. We'll give them the same snack, the same amount, and she doesn't want what she has. She wants what he has.
Yeah, that's a good
I mean, I guess it's a good thing because I'm like they look up to you guys, but
when you're like little, that's not always you don't have that ability to see things from outside in. So
yeah.
Is there anything that you would change about our childhood?
I guess you could go first on that one.
So when I was writing this one down, I actually thought about this one. I think I would change like the fact that me and you weren't close when we were younger. Like I wish we had a better relationship. That might actually kind of lead into the next question. So maybe I'll save that. But then I guess for this question, I would say I wish we were a little bit closer when it came to like sports and stuff, and like we did more things together and helped each other, and like maybe went to camps and stuff. Like I don't know, like I just feel like we missed an opportunity to like spend more time together, like going after things like that. And like because you got to do a lot of like camps and stuff, and like with cheer and gymnastics, and I didn't really get any of that. And so like I wish we had some of that we could have done together. Like I don't know.
I feel like that just all comes down to our parents, though, too, and what they could afford. I think if I could change one thing, I don't know. It's hard to say because we grew up with divorced parents.
Yeah.
So honestly, and both our parents never dated when we were younger either. Yeah. So it was like we never got to see a relationship. Sure. And how, well, at least like I don't remember.
Like healthy relationship dynamic.
Yeah, like how it's supposed to be. Yeah. Like, you know, how are you supposed to function as a full family? And we didn't get that. So I think that, I don't know if I would necessarily change it because it has made me who I am today. And I do appreciate it a lot. But it's still one of those things like, dang, like how would my life be different if that situation was different?
Yeah, that's a good point. I mean, like, I think seeing that dynamic would have helped us understand, like, what are things to look for in a relationship, and maybe we don't have to learn those the hard way like we have through other relationships, right? Like, I mean, sometimes you're not able to kind of regulate yourself in your early relationships because you don't know, right? You think like,
we didn't see that, right?
Yeah, you don't really know.
We only saw like a single parent, like one singular parent. And that was it.
Yeah, that's true. That's a good point. I never thought about that. Okay, so the reason I stopped talking about the last thing is because the next question is like, is there anything about our relationship you'd like to change? Or I guess it's like a future question or like a now question. Mm-hmm. So I guess I'll go back into the other thing. Well, that was going to be my answer, was like, I just wish we were closer when we were younger, because I feel like that would have saved us a lot of time fighting with each other, and we could have spent that time like doing cool shit and like. But it's weird because I don't know if we'd be as close as we are now if we were close when we were younger. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because like I know what it's like to not have you around and to not be close with you, and I don't want to do that again. So like I don't know if I'd appreciate our relationship as much if it was always like this. Like, because you just see sometimes siblings not getting along, or they think they're close, but then you hear things from them and you're like, oh, and you're just like, that's weird. Like I tell my sister a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? So it's like, I'm not saying everybody needs to be the way that we are for them to be considered close, but it's just like I understand how good of a relationship we have and how lucky we are to have each other. So
yeah.
But yeah, I guess we'll go to that next question, which is like, is there anything you'd change about it now?
No, I like our friendship and our relationship.
Yeah, me too.
It's grown a lot. Like you said, we weren't very close at all when we were younger. We fought a lot. Yeah. But I also think it was the situation we were in with having lived, honestly, 2 separate lives, right?
Yeah, that's true. It did feel like that.
Dad, and then one life with mom. So it was like
all these different dynamics. And you go from like having to like one parent, and this just is how parents are, right? One parent treats you one way, one parent treats you the other. They're different people, right? And so then you go from like a relationship with your sister, with your mom, versus like a relationship with your dad, with your, you know what I mean? Like it's like our dad was very like free flowing, but at the same time like very like strict. And I felt like our mom is also very strict, but not so much free flowing, right? Like she wanted a lot more structure than I think we could give her at the time. Like we were very like, I don't know, we just wanted to be kids, right? And I think she wanted us to be very like, I need you guys to chill so I can like go to school and I can do all these things. And I think me and Lauren were just like, well, we want to go to school. We want to do all these things. And then sometimes our dad was very like a little bit lackadaisical, and we're like, hey, we kind of need you to care more sometimes, you know? And like, so it just was hard. And then trying to balance our emotions in that situation and then do that with each other. I think that's why we were so like always at each other's throats, because it was like, I don't know, like it's emotionally, it's a lot. Like now that I think back on it, like as a kid, you're just like, damn, dude, like, you know, but I'm glad we are who we are now. And it definitely made me a lot stronger, because I see the way sometimes people handle certain situations and I'm like, dude, that's nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how to explain it other than like, I think people like don't realize how like not bad their situation is, but it's all relative, right? Like to everybody. Yeah. So yeah. But no, I don't think I would change anything either. Like I love our relationship, and like, what do you hope our future looks like?
Well, that we can, annoy each other as much as we possibly can. That you hopefully have kids one day. I'm not saying anytime soon, but sooner rather than later would be nice.
Yeah, no, we're trying.
But no, just that we continue to grow. Like we stay as close as we are now. I mean, we're all each other has, right? Like we have our mom and dad, but at the end of the day, when I hate to say it, when they're gone, it's just going to be us two.
Yeah.
And so I want to just be sure that, no matter what, that I'm always going to be here for you. And then I'm proud of you and all that you have done. And I don't know what I would do without you. So thank you.
Same.
That's all I get.
Yeah. No, I feel this. I tell you all the time, dude. I guess, no, same, dude. Like, I hope that, like, we both have kids and, like, we're just doing really well for ourselves and, like, we continue to, like, help each other grow and, we're able to kind of, like, give back to our parents the way that they've given to us, which I think, like, we're doing now, right? Like, we're doing our best. And, like, I hope one day it comes to the point where it's, like, me and you can kind of, like, hey, let's go buy dad a car or something like that, right? Like, let's go, I think we should buy him this car. Or, like, mom, like, hey, we should pay off some of her house or something. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like, and it's not, like, a huge thing. It's just, like, we did it. And, we're going to speak that shit into existence. You have a nice house, I have a nice house, wherever that is, and we can do things. We can still go to the track. We can, we get them involved, we get our kids involved. Like that's kind of my vision for the future, and like I don't know, just growing our families, because like you said, we only have each other, and I think it'd be cool like if we had a pretty tight like big family, like if it starts with us and then it just gets bigger. I think that'd be really cool. Yeah. So, last question that was on part 1 of this. They did it a part 2. I got to find that so then we can pick up a second version. If you guys think we should do this. Is there something you'd like to say to me but haven't known how to? It's probably the end of that last statement. Huh? Lauren's very... I'm a lot better about being able to like say how I feel and like articulate myself. And Lauren sometimes struggles with it a little bit. Like she's not always been the best with her emotions and like voicing them, I guess. Yeah. She's a tough cookie. She keeps a lot of shit to herself. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I guess it would just be that you're a bitch. Just kidding. Damn. No, just like what I said, like I'm proud of you. You've done really well for yourself. And yeah, I'm happy that our relationship is where it is because you're all I got, bro.
Yeah. It's hard because I tell Lauren all the time how proud of her I am. And like, I don't really know if there's anything that I haven't said that I would want to say, but I hope that I never stop doing that. Like, right. Yeah. Like if I could, like, that's my hope, is that I always let you know how proud of you I am, and that like, it's never something that I forget to do.
And I may not ever say it directly, like word for word out of my mouth, but I will send you like little memes and reels that say how proud of you I am.
Yes, so she does.
I do express it in that way.
And I'll just respond and be like, thanks, bitch.
Yeah. That's just how it is.
Cool. Okay, well, that's part 1. Those are all the questions. I'm emotionally a mess. Not really, no. Actually, that wasn't as bad as I thought it was gonna be. I thought we were gonna like get like, we do get emotional, but like I feel like me and Lauren do that already enough when we have our conversations. We like voice our frustration with our parents or like just each other or situations, right? Mm-hmm. Like so, But so I used to do this segment on a podcast with my buddy where we would talk about the colognes, and it's called NM Farmers Market. So go ahead and check that out. Look it up on YouTube, Instagram, all the good stuff. But the reason I bring that up is because I'm always curious on different people's opinions on cologne, because I love cologne. It's like one of my guilty pleasures. I love smelling good.
We know you do.
Yeah, I love smelling good.
Because we smell you everywhere.
Yeah, sometimes it's overwhelming. I go nose blind, and I apologize. But I think it stems, honestly, from when I was a kid one time. Like, sometimes you stink, and people would make fun of you, and I don't know, like, that was like a trigger, I guess. I don't know. So I'm always,
like a fear, like you didn't want to stink, so you like made sure.
Yeah, so I'm always trying to like, I shower twice a day, and like even after I get a little bit, I'll even shower before the gym. But it's because like you don't understand until you understand when you smell someone and you're just like, oh my God. So anyway, I just wanted to get Lauren's opinion and maybe get you guys some recommendations to try out. So she's gonna smell them and she's gonna say, So this one's called Turathi Blue by Afnan, and I'm pretty sure it's a dupe. Again, I'm not like a cologne expert. I just watch a lot of videos, and I know what smells good based off
dupe of what?
So the name of the cologne that it's a dupe of, well, it's a mix between, they say, like Bleu de Chanel EDP, Bleu de Chanel EDT, and I'm not going to get into all those. But also people say it smells like Bulgari Tigar. I mean, I know I'm saying the name wrong. Sorry. But to me, that's what I think it smells like. Just based on like a lot of the comments I've seen.
And so what notes are you supposed to
And the reason
with
why,
this?
like, even though I've never had Bulgari Tigar, and I can say that I think that's what it smells more like, is because I've had all the Bleu de Chanels, and I don't think this smells that much like that. I think I'm imagining it smells pretty close to the other ones. So let me tell you the notes, and then we'll let you spray it. So it's got citrus, musk, fresh, woody, amber, powdery, warm, spicy, patchouli, fresh, spicy. Those are like what people describe the notes as. But the full note breakdown is the top notes are supposed to be citrus, middle notes are amber, woodsy notes, and the base notes are musk, patchouli, and spices.
Patchouli?
Yeah. Okay. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray it in the air. Ready?
Okay.
Like it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think as it settles, it's not so
Yeah, like the top notes. Okay.
that's not bad.
Yeah. I would say out of the 3 we're gonna smell today.
Is that the one you wear the most?
No.
No.
I've almost gone through the whole bottle because it's really good and I get a lot of compliments with it. And I like the way it smells off my skin, right? It's just hard to get sometimes because it's really popular. Dupe is what they call them, but it smells so good. Like the scent trail on
it
this.
does smell good. Like just smelling
it now. Yeah, and it's not overpowering, and it has a good projection, and it lasts forever.
That's what I was gonna ask. How long does it last? Because I feel like with perfume, that's the hard part. Is you're constantly having to reapply because maybe you just go nose blind to it too. But I feel like you don't get that longevity of it.
Sure. This one for me, like I feel like it lasts. Like if I'll do like, okay, this sounds crazy. I'll do like 5 to 6 sprays, like on my neck and a little bit on my clothes. I try not to do too close to the clothes though, because it'll leave like a stain, just depending on if it's like a cologne or an alcohol base. But anyway, but I'll do that, and I feel like it lasts all day. Like I'll still smell it on my clothes at the end of the day, and I'll get compliments. I feel like this wouldn't be the greatest in the heat because of how strong the scent is.
It might amplify.
But if you maybe went a little light on it, you could get away with it. But I usually wear this more on like a cooler night, and like a rainy night like tonight would be perfect.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next one is when you say like which is the one that I wear. So this is actually a dupe of Creed Aventus, which is like a $300 to $500 bottle of cologne. And it smells, from what people say online, like the older versions of Creed, which is the one that everyone really loved, which is like the really smoky one.
Okay.
I wear this one in the EDP the most because one, they're pretty affordable. Like they're not very expensive at all, like compared to like the original. And they smell so good. And I've talked about this on the other the podcast that we were doing, like about the other versions, but I never had this one, and I never brought it with me. But this one is so good. Like, okay, ready?
This bitch. Don't spray at me.
Oh, okay.
Oh, that one's different.
Can you smell how smoky it is? Like how like.
I like that one. I feel like that one's to me more light.
Yes.
And kind of, I don't want to say flowery because I don't want to say flowery, but
You're good though. That's a good. You have a good nose, dude. So I'll read you the notes. The top notes are lemon, pineapple, lime, black pepper, bergamot, and pink pepper. And then the middle notes are jasmine, rose, freesia, lily of the valley. And then the base notes are white musk, ambroxan, ambergris, leather, cedar, and patchouli. So kind of the same bottom notes as the other one, which is why I think they kind of have a similar scent profile.
Sure.
But you're right. This one has a lot more florals and like smells a lot different.
Yeah, which I can tell, but I like that.
Yeah, so
it's not as
this shit here. I'm putting everybody on free game. This shit and the regular EDP and the EDT. I've had like blind, like random, like out of the blue fucking.
I'm gonna start recording
compliments.
because he's not wrong. I'm gonna start recording you when we go out because the times that I'm with you. even at my work, like the lady who works in the suite next to me, like ran in and was like, my client wants to know what you're wearing.
Yeah.
And he's like, you can't leave. Like, you need to go ask him right now what he's wearing.
Yeah.
So
yes, anybody that's looking for something that'll definitely get you compliments, I definitely recommend this. Like, there's been times where I even look like crap. I know. And I just have this on and I smell good. And I've had people tell me, like, yo, you smell good. Like,
I like that one.
Do you remember when we were, okay, quick side note story. Remember when we were at the zoo? I went to eat at the pizza place next door.
Oh, yes.
And then the waitress just randomly ran over and was like, oh my God, what are you wearing? You smell so good.
I do remember.
So it was this. It wasn't this version. It was the EDP, but that's what it was.
So what's the difference between the two?
So apparently this smells like, again, like I said, like the more smokier version.
Okay.
The EDP is like Creed now, but it's a little bit more synthetic because these are dupes, right? They're not like, but it compared to the EDT, it's not as like lemony in the beginning. So that's what people always
I think I
complain.
like that though.
Yeah.
I like the freshness of that.
Yeah, so this one doesn't have that same, like if I had the EDT here with me, you'd know what I'm talking about.
Okay.
It's very like lemony in the beginning, but the dry down is where it's like fantastic, right? And with the EDP, the lemon isn't really as pronounced. And so like, I think that's the one complaint that people always have with this is they're like, man, it smells like lemon. But once it dries down and it sits on your skin, it's just like something about this stuff. Like, I don't know how to describe it other than like compliments. Like literally like,
yeah.
Okay. And then the last one is brand new. Actually, apparently it's like kind of hard to get right now. It's another dupe. These are all dupes, by the way. So this is called Club de Nuit Precieux. I think that's how you say that. But it's supposed to be a dupe of Creed Aventus Absolute. And so I'll let you smell this, and I think it smells fantastic. I don't know if it's as good as, I think I like the limited edition a lot better, but it's definitely different. Actually, well, yeah, but you'll see as I've had it longer. By the way, if your colognes,
I need some like coffee though to clear my nose.
If your colognes, like, you don't think they're smelling like the way you smelt them in the store, they need time to mature. So like people don't know that, like, you need to get some air in there, let them set
into
for a bit.
The bottle.
Yeah, like not like, well, when you spray it and you let some out, it lets air get in there.
Oh.
So they take time to mature before like you get the full scent profile and they smell the way that they're supposed to.
I wouldn't have known that.
Especially like with dupes, it seems like dupes take way longer to mature.
Why? Because they're synthetic.
I don't know. I really honestly don't know. But once they do, like, oh my God. Because like I think what happened was the first time I ever got Club de Nuit, the original, like I had sprayed it and was like, whatever. I didn't really wear it. I went back like a couple weeks later and finally was like, I'm just going to give this a wear, right? I paid money for it. Let's put it on. I heard it's an okay for the gym. Like, I didn't put a lot. And it was just booming. And that was when I learned, like, oh, that actually might be a real thing. And I didn't never doubt it, but I had never experienced it. And
yeah, I wouldn't have never.
Yeah. Okay. So this one's a little strong. So, okay, ready? Sorry.
I see sprays it in my face. I got some orange in that.
Let me see.
Is there like vanilla?
Dude, you have. I'm like, I think there might be. Hold on. If there's vanilla in there, dude, we're just gonna have you do all these, and like, we definitely need to get you. Oh my God, there is vanilla.
Is there? Yeah.
Yeah.
I can smell it.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. She has a great nose. Okay, so top notes kind of similar. They're pineapple, caramel, pear.
Pineapple. That's what it was. Not orange. It's pineapple.
Pineapple, caramel, pear, pink pepper, lemon, bergamot, black pepper, white wood, oak moss, jasmine, anise of all things, lily of the valley, and then the base notes
many
are
Mexicans will like that.
Yeah, base notes are ambroxan, vanilla, leather.
Oh, I can smell the leather.
White musk, amber, patchouli, and cedar.
How do you even get leather in a cologne?
Who knows? Like, but you'd be surprised. It's like a very popular scent profile to have something with leather. But yeah,
I like that one.
Yeah, so
they're all good, honestly. I think the middle one has to be my favorite.
Yeah, which no surprise there. But I feel like I wouldn't wear this definitely in the heat. It's very heavy. I think if you were to sit around this, like, and it was bumping off, like, let's say Jesse was wearing it and it was like bumping off of him and you're sitting in the car, I think it'd be like, this, again, depends on the situation, right? Like date nights and stuff, you typically want to wear something close to the skin so it's not bothering your partner. And then like, it's just like.
So when you apply these, are you applying this to your clothing and your skin, or are you how do you apply your cologne?
So it depends on the situation and where I'm going, right? So like I'll just we'll example this. That's a great question. If I was gonna go,
because if it were me and I was putting on perfume, I would just spray it all over.
Sure, which you've stated though, because the perfume doesn't last for shit.
Yeah.
So if I was gonna go out and I knew it was kind of like a heavier one, let's say I was gonna wear this tonight.
What do you mean by heavier? Like long lasting?
Like the smell isn't like something light and
okay.
It's more of like a heavy, like a lot of because you know how it smelled, like you smelled the vanilla and the leather, like those are a lot going on
instead
right
of like
there.
patchouli and all the other
like
stuff
very
that are
fresh.
heavier.
Like Aqua de Jo is like a great example, or like the one Jessie wears.
One.
You know how that's very light and not heavy. Like
Sure.
it's not like a heavy scent that's like bam in your face. It's more like that smells like you just got out of the pool or the shower or something.
Gotcha. Okay.
So if I was gonna wear this and like let's say I was gonna go out, I probably would go like boom, boom. I like to hit the neck. Some people like to do behind the ears. One place I like to get that I think helps a lot is like
don't tell me your butt.
No. Back of my neck. And then sometimes I'll do
the
like
back of your neck.
Yeah, because like as you're walking by like the central, and
then
then a couple right here, and that's pretty much it. So I try to keep it around 5, nothing more than that. This is a heavy one, so like that might be a little too much.
Sure.
Like there's one that go ahead.
Have you worn that out yet?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So but if it was like something lighter, like the one Jessie wears, I'm bumping the hell out of that. Like I'm sorry, like the only way people like.
Well, I wear that sometimes, and I spray a lot of it.
Yeah, you have to because it's not really like.
I know that's weird.
Yeah, you're like, and I guarantee you won't even smell that like within like 5 hours. It'll be gone. The one we're talking about is Versace Pour Homme. Really good. It smells fantastic. It just doesn't have any performance. It doesn't last for shit. It's the same thing with those ones, right? Like I know this is gonna last me all day, so you just gotta keep that in mind. But usually the scent, like the spray is like boom, boom, boom. That's it. Now, if I'm going on a date, I try not to wear anything like too crazy, but something that'll smell good. And I apologize if I ever went on a date with someone and I was like killing them with cologne. I get nervous, and so I want to smell good. So that's usually what it is.
You walk in and they're like,
yeah, and I
you literally took their breath away.
Yeah, and I don't mean to. I'm sorry. But I try to be better about like just boom, boom, and keeping it closer to the skin, so that when you go in for a hug and they're like, "Damn, this guy smells good."
They're all.
I hope he doesn't. So anyway, that's our cologne session. I'm sorry, I didn't mean.
You sprayed to your mic.
Don't say that. It does smell good.
It does smell good.
We should do like. Damn, that does smell good. We should do like ASMR cooking.
But with cologne.
Oh, we're doing ASMR cologne. Okay, that's enough. Bye. Bye.